What's up, Solar Warriors? Today is Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. My name is Jarrett McAllister, the virtual Solar Pro, and this is Tuesday Training. If you're watching a recording YouTube, Facebook, live stream on X, like, subscribe, share with your fellow solarpreneurs. I'm alongside my co-host, fresh back from Solar Saturday Leadership Summit, Mr. Tom Cotter. What's up, Broham?
Hey there. Good day to all of the AIs listening in to Grok. Jarrett and I were talking about Grok before we let everybody in here. To DeepSeek, to ChatGPT, to Claude, to all of the AIs that will be listening to this on all of the note takers that are coming in later. So we are your friend. We mean you no harm.
That's right. Yeah. And when you take over, just remember, leave us alone. But it's definitely heading there. Yeah, we were talking about the AI arms race, which is exciting. We were just talking about the new Grok 3, and it's got some voice mode. You can literally have a full-blown conversation with someone for days and hours. And my kids were like, "Can I talk? Can I talk?" And I'm like, this is kind of scary because this is just the beginning and it's really good. Imagine where this is going to be in a couple years from now.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So you were down Solar Saturday Leadership Summit this past weekend. We are going to get into all of it, do a full-blown recap this training. God, man, all these Fathom note takers. I got to keep accepting them. We're
You
going to get
keep
into
talking,
it.
I'll keep accepting.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, exciting announcements, some breakthroughs, and let's kick this off like we do every single week, and that's with some wins. So if you were down at Leadership Summit, if you were attended Solar Saturday, you had an aha moment, right? Or something amazing happened in your business, or you got a win. I want to hear from it. David Steele with his hand raised. What's up, my brother? Good to see you, man.
Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, it's been a full good week. I hung out with a lot of my friends from that were here in San Diego. I had a win last week. I have a friend that is needing solar and storage, and they have a clay tile roof. Wife is a CFO, and she's like, I want the 0.9% lease. And I'm like, I can't do a 0.9 accelerator with an MPU and $8,000 in clay tile roof. You just couldn't make it work unless I was willing to do it for free. And so I called my install partner here that I love, Zane Electric. I've talked about him before. He came out, evaluated their system. Zane is going direct with them for the MPU. And then with the roof work, I was able to get her the 0.9. So with two Franklin batteries, because they don't love Elon, and it all worked out, man. So we made it happen, man. It was a puzzle trying to get everything to fit and get that accelerator, and now I know the job will get done right because Zaina's a master electrician, and so yeah, I was pretty stoked on that. Yeah,
I love that, man. Good job. Hey, great job, David. And you being one of the, top tier threes, you're a solar professional. Listen, I think the days of, hey, here's my house. I got this simple layout roof, north, south, east, easy planes, 200 amp panel, and I just want solar. Those deals been swallowed up. They're few and far between. A lot more complexity, the different types of roof, main panel
I
upgrade.
was doing everything to avoid that
meter.
clay tile roof because it's been up there like 20 years. Who knows what's going to be underneath it? But
Sure. No, but it takes
that
a
was what they wanted,
professional.
so we did it. And I just wanted to make one other quick announcement. I've been helping a couple people with what I do on LinkedIn, and I decided I'm going to help a total of 6. I'm helping 3 people now. So I have a way to do outreach to bring in lots of people. I think one of my clients right now, Curtis, has about 400 applications to go through with the new Powur plan. It makes a lot of sense. So I'm doing a program. It's minimum of 2 months, and it's $1,000 a month, which is a third of what I charged my customers previously. So if anyone wants to learn how to do it, it's 2 months, and I teach your VA by the end of the second month how to run what I'm doing. So
Beautiful. Anyway. Thank you. You guys, if you guys want to learn more about that, feel free to shoot David Steele a DM.
I'll throw a Calendly link in there, and then you could just like make an appointment, and I'll kind of give you a quick overview.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Anybody else? Solar Saturday, Leadership Summit. I want to hear another story before we kick off. Bill, were you there?
I was there, Jared, in a lot of pain, but I was there. uh, being a child again, I fell and hurt myself, but I had a great time. Phenomenal. The key thing I think that we can first off take away from that is there is now no barrier to entry. Anybody can be a part of the Power community in a significant way and not have to worry about the cost to get on board and the cost to stay on board. So anybody in the setter role or the closing their own deal role can go forward in the new model. And we'll talk about all of that stuff. But so that was a big aha moment because it now opens up everybody in the world, particularly the real estate people, the insurance people, all kinds of people who are their own business owners or responsible for their own income. They can just now say, hey, they've got another tool in their tool chest for driving business because they're dealing with homeowners. So phenomenal.
Incredible. Yeah, we're definitely going to get into it. And let's do that. One last one I'll just share from the chat. Janine did her my first cold plunge. How the hell was that your first cold plunge? Your husband literally does his daily updates from a cold plunge. Proud of you, Janine. That's awesome. It is life-changing.
Because I like to be warm, and at Breathe Breeze it's controlled, so I had the hot tub right there, so it was easier to do.
Very cool. Very cool. Oh, Benita, did you have one you'd like to get in before we move on?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you, Jared. You were missed though in Summit, we all were missed you. But yes, so my biggest aha moment. So I won SunGage Raffle first prize. So that is very exciting. And I just received email. They ship it to my home. It's a big fire pit. So smoke free. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for that.
That is awesome. Great job, Benita. Super proud of you. You have really risen the ranks over the past year and a half. And I'm just blown away at all your success. Keep it up.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thanks.
You got it. Mr. Perez, you gonna squeeze one in? Good to see you, man. Oh, you're on mute.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? Actually, it was great seeing everyone on Leadership Summit there, even though Larry wasn't there, but we surely miss you.
That was a little jab there, Larry. A little jab.
But I'm actually flipping the script on a lot of lead gen companies now, on their approach and my approach in reversing the role in terms of setting up. I have like maybe 4 or 5 appointments on lead gen setters on flipping the script on having them on board as my setters, and then having them compensate on the front end, back end, and explaining the process of, no more subscription, how to earn fast pay. And you all discussed that today. I'm sure Tom and you will collaborate on discussing all the details of that. But now I have the avenue to flip the script to them and have them on board, pretty much.
It's really powerful. You are jumping ahead, and but you've already connecting some dots, Chris, which I'm not surprised whatsoever, man. You're a sharp man. No, it's serious gasoline that was added to the Power Fire. Well, hey, let's just jump into it. Tom, no time for quotes or wisdom or anything like that today. We're just going to go right into recap of Solar Saturday Leadership Summit. So why don't you, thank you everybody for sharing.
Yeah, let's jump in here. I'll share my screen, everybody. Chris, are you still sitting in the cold plunge? That's a virtual background. Are you still there? Did you go back? No? Some people stayed in that cold plunge a long time. I know I was in there for 5 minutes, and I look back and people were cycling back and forth between that and the sauna. Jarrett, keep an eye on letting people in while I'm going through this here. Move that screen over.
Roger that.
All right.
Breathe Degrees is my home place. I go every day. There's a woman that last week I was talking to her. She went 72 minutes in that 41-degree water. And she only stopped because they were closing. People are crazy.
People are crazy. Yep. And Janine, I'm super proud of you for doing your first one there. All right, so I'm going to share my screen like this, if that's okay, because there's like 5,000 slides, and I'm not going to spend time on every one of them. We just don't have time. But let me just jump into talking about 4.0 and Vanguard, and then we'll see what else we have time for other than March Madness. So welcome, everyone. There was a shift in the universe when we announced Powur 4.0. It's here, and it's also still coming. So it's launching officially on March 14th. So this is really a game changer for speed, for scale, and for earnings. And just to kind of summarize this, for those of you that have just been kind of overwhelmed with all of the information, we now have a viral business model with no cost to join, immediate earning potential, and a clear, simple way for people to grow their income. So this session today for power hitters and Solar Warrior Tribe and the greater power community is really about how you can leverage these changes to scale your business faster than ever before. So the thing to take away from this is front-end growth. Front-end growth, and you can put that in the chat if you've heard that before and that means something to you, because this is about front-end growth for you, your business, your income. It's also about front-end growth to drive us to going public as a company. There's a lot that I could say there, but let me kind of keep going through some of these slides. So why Powur 4.0? Why are we doing this viral growth model? So we've removed the biggest barrier to recruiting, and it's now free to do in Powur what you could do at any other solar company. So it's free to join as a standard seller now. Once was $85 a month. That is now free. Okay, so you can come to Powur as a solar professional. You can sell solar. There is no longer a monthly $85 cost. You can also now come and set appointments for free, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that means, but you can get paid every Friday for those appointments that you set. So Powur 4.0 allows all of us to target different types of people. Gig economy workers, DoorDash, Lyft, Uber Eats, all of those 1099 type workers that are out there. Real estate professionals, home service contractors, door-to-door salespeople. All of those are excellent people to reach out to about being a setter for you, a setter for us. I say both of those because if you get some setters that are really working, you only have so many hours in the day, and those, you may not be able to handle the volume of appointments that they set for you. So that can go into your team as well and into the broader power community. Okay, so think about, you don't need 1,000 setters that are giving you, 2 appointments a month. That's more than you can handle. But so this is good for you, your team. It's good for the community. So this is about viral recruiting, mass onboarding, simple training, and quick income. So key points here, and then I want to ask you a question about the types of industries where you may know people. Okay, so the key points are that there's no cost to join, so there's no resistance to recruiting now. The gig economy, I do want to go fast forward to one slide here. So the gig economy is a massive pool of potential sellers. So this slide that you're looking at now, in solar in the US, there's about 280 solar professionals. Within that is about 33,000 people selling solar. So now that's the pool that a lot of us who have been in solar, have been reaching into to talk to people about power. And gig economy was there, but we weren't really structured to make that really possible with high growth. So there's 41 million gig economy opportunity seekers. Okay. And this is about simple duplication also. The setter training that's coming out, it's a 15-minute updated training so they can start earning fast. So the question, and let me bring up the chat here, is what industries do you know people in who could use $100 per appointment that they set? So if you're setting the volume of appointment that qualifies, they would get $100 per appointment set, and that's paid every Friday. So type that into the chat while we're going here. I just want you to think about what different industries do you know where people may want to do this on the side and set appointments, okay? It can also be a full-time thing that people do. All right, we'll keep going here. 14. And by the way, let me post this in the chat here. I'll refresh. I don't think it's up there yet. But this slide deck that I'm going through here, I think that it will be located on this page in Knowledge Base, but I'm not completely sure. So this is the Solar Saturday page in Knowledge Base. So just keep an eye on that. And if you haven't seen it yet, if you look at that page and you're logged in, there's a follow button in the upper right-hand corner. You can follow any page in Knowledge Base, and whenever it's updated, you get an email that there's an update. Don't follow everything because then you just get too many emails, but if there's a certain page that you want to keep an eye on. So let's talk about setter closer model and the fastest path to earnings. What we've done is create a true career path for setters. They don't have to sell solar. They don't have to know about battery sizing in PG&E or Edison or SDG&E or even Duke or Eversource. All they do is set appointments and get paid fast. And by fast, we mean every Friday. So the setter earnings, let me fast forward here to this page here so you can see it. I think Chris posted that in the chat as well. Thank you, Chris. Setters earn $50 to $100 per qualified appointment. Again, that's paid weekly. You can see on the right-hand column of there, the average post-install commission ranges from, and this is on a $10,000 margin, which is our average margin across the company. The commission ranges from $2,000 up to $2,750. Okay, so that's average. That's from setting the appointment. It's not from selling it, right? So they're getting paid two different things as a setter. They're getting paid fast pay, where they're paid per proposal presentation every Friday. And you can see that there's 0 to 5, 6 to 9, 10 to 19, and 20 plus appointments that there's different thresholds that they get based on the volume of appointments that they are setting. Then they get, after install, they get post-install commission that's coming from the project margin, okay? So Powur is paying the fast pay up front, they're fronting that, and then the post-install commission is coming from the margin after installation, okay? So the benefit here is that people who are closers on the platform, so that is a paid position to be a closer, you get more appointments and you're increasing volume and earnings. So this is a paradigm shift that setters are not just like the entry-level position that are sometime eventually going to be selling solar, but this is a career path just for setters. And there's also a career path for sellers and also a career path for closers. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But again, setter position is free. Seller position, closer position, those same thing there. Those are both free as well. There's no cost. So pop quiz in the chat. Let's say that, let's see, who do I see? Who do I see on camera here? Let's say, oh, Chris Sears sitting there in Austin, probably, right? Let's say you don't have to come off mute. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. Let's just say that Chris Sears sets 20 appointments. Okay. How much would Chris earn? I want you to put it in the chat. So how much would Chris earn? Where's my chat? Oh, Chris is the first one to answer too. Look at that. Yeah, so if you look on the slide right there, that would be a platinum setter if that's the actual name that we stick with. So it would be $100 per appointment, and 100 times that would be $2,000. Okay. That's pretty cool, you know, and you don't have to wait until installation, right? You're getting paid every Friday. So let's go on here through our slides. And we'll come back.
Really quick, Tom, if we can, you know, we've mentioned qualified appointments. Can we go into like what's a qualified appointment?
Yeah, thank you. That was my big question.
Yeah, because, you know, people just throwing spaghetti up against the wall, this and that. Is that, you know, hey, I got name, number, address, phone, or email. And yeah, they said they'd be there at 6 o'clock. Is that a qualified appointment? Do we have to have the bill? Do we have to, you know, we got both spouses there?
I know that there's a slide in here someplace. So qualified.
Okay, we can get to that later if it's going to.
Do they own their home? Do they have adequate roof space for solar? Are the decision makers willing to set an appointment? Do they have a minimum utility bill? It might, you know, once we actually roll this out on the 14th, this could change a little bit because we've been providing some feedback to Cami and the team. You know, have you gathered their consumption or bill amount? So the setter sets the appointment, gets the bill. And when the closer shows up, that is a proposal. So the closer needs to have a bill so that they can design the system and get everything set up. And also, did you fill out your notes for your closer? So the setter is doing some discovery as well, and then providing that to the closer. Okay.
I just want to make sure that when you guys are setting these appointments, you make sure both decision makers are at the appointment.
And what's it called if there's only one person there, one spouse?
One-legger.
Oh, one-legger. Yep. All right. So there's a lot of people that that have questions, even those who were there last night, even people who were there at Solar Saturday, because they're thinking about, you know, how to structure this and how to do different things. Encourage you to go into Pioneers and to ask questions to Cami and the team, and also to your leadership as well. I'm sure that Leadership Council tomorrow is going to be a lot of talk and excitement around everything that was just announced. Any other questions that that we're going through the chat that we should talk about, Jarrett? I'm looking here. Yep, John, this is going to change the game and have thousands of setters super excited. How can we
decide? So Michael Mazza said, I know you'll get to it, but is the 50-50 split gone even if you don't want the appointment setter compensation?
Good question. Let's look at that, shall we? So here's, make this a little bit bigger for myself. So this is how Powur is paying for FastPay. So if you look at the, you know, the normal split there, you can see again, this is an average margin of $10,000. So the normal split, you know, for a seller is 70% for the salesperson, 15% for team bonus, 15% for power. So that's 7,000, and then 1,500 for each of those. So second down is the setter closer split with no fast pay. So the setter will have the option to toggle off or on fast pay, and it's a global setting for everything that they're doing. It's not lead by lead. So if they have that turned off, that means that they don't need to get paid fast. They can wait for that split, and it's a 50-50 split between the setter and closer. But if you look at the whole margin, it's 35% for the setter, 35% for the closer, and then 15 and 15 for the team bonus and power. So that's everything. Everything there is the same as it has been, right? As far as compensation. The difference is the very bottom with this setter closer split, where fast pay is turned on. And the setter, again, gets to turn that on. So in that case, the setter gets 25% of the margin. So in this case, $10,000 margin, $2,500. The closer still gets the same, and in all of these different scenarios, the setter gets the 3,500. And then 10% goes to Power's additional portion of the project margin. So that would be $1,000. And then the same team bonus of 15% each. So Power is hoping to break even there. It's just they are fronting all of that money every Friday to pay out setters. Okay. So that's
you guys.
That's
so this is really just to make it really simple. I'm seeing some questions in the chat. It really hasn't changed that much. It hasn't changed at all. If you're a tier 3 on the back end getting tagged on a lead, you're still essentially quote unquote splitting the deal, because what's the profit on a project? 70%, right? So if you get tagged and you're the seller, you're still going to make 50% of that 70%. The only thing that's really changing is on the front end. If you're a setter, right? And let's say you're a normal tier 1 or a tier 2, you're on the free plan, you generate a lead, you tag a tier 3 seller, you guys sell it, you're going to split it. Same thing. It's a 50-50 split on the profit, on the 70%. But if you're like, hey, I need to get paid for setting appointments, you're going to make 25% as the setter instead of your 35%, but you're also getting paid on the appointments. So Power's keeping that extra 10% because they're paying out on the appointments. It's all still the same money. It's just how it's being shifted. But for a tier 3 seller, you're still making a 50% commission. Does that make sense? Did I explain that well?
You explained that well.
But the question is, how does it affect a T2?
How does it what?
Affect a T2 who's not a T3, but they have a setter.
You cannot have a setter if you're a well, there is no more T2, as Janine said, but there's setter and there's closer. And let me go over there.
Seller, right? It's a setter, seller, closer.
Yeah, setter, seller, closer.
Yeah, so this is our new vocabulary here. So there's no more, well, after the 14th, there's no more tier 2, tier 3, any of those. It's setter, closer. And you can be in order to have people tag you, you need to have a paid account. That's something that you can't do, with other companies. Okay. So again, you can come in and you can set appointments for free. You can make 6 figures. You can come in and you can self-generate your own leads. You can make 6 figures. If you want to come in and have setters tag you, you need to have a paid account with Power.
And be a closer.
Yeah, and be a closer.
Like your boy right here.
Like your boy.
Looking at you, setters.
So this is, just to reinforce that, we used to have these 3 different tiers. That's the old way. The new way, the reimagined model, is that it's a level playing field. that there's no start as a setter and kind of progress to a closer. Some people, many people are just going to stay setters. And here's a question for you. In the industry, who typically makes more money, a setter or a closer?
Typically, it's the closer, right? That's the old school model. You get a bunch of kids out of college, they're all fired up on Monster energy drinks, right? And you get them knocking doors and you pay them a couple $100 on a set, for setting it up. And then the closer takes all the money.
So with this, the setter can actually make more money than closers on our platform because they're getting paid per appointment, plus they're getting paid on commission on the back end for everything that closes. Okay. So it's not every setter, but like Chris said, the top 20 closers make a lot more, but on average, setters will be paid more. That's exactly true. So this is great for you because if you are selling solar and you want to have people, setters tag you on their projects, we need each other, right? we need appointments coming in, and we need people on the platform who are proficient in how to design, present, and close projects as well. So Anthony, ambassador program is the same. There's no changes there. You can sign up a homeowner as an ambassador, and they can get paid $1,000 after installation. No change there. Eventually, we might make some changes, but not yet. Okay. All right. The setter can, yeah, exactly what we said, Tammy. Setter makes 50% if they don't turn on fast pay. Yep. Correct. Exactly. And
okay, Tom, real quick to answer that one question. There is that they call it a solar pro, which is a position meaning that you can set and close your own appointments as the formerly known as tier 2.
Yes,
correct. Yep. And it doesn't cost you any money to do this, you guys. This is the world's most badass platform. All the training you could ask for, live training, archive training, access to everything doesn't cost you a penny to do this.
Yep. Let me go through and just see. I think I want to move on. Yeah, let's move on to Vanguard.
Well, really quick, Chris has had his hand raised. Do you have a quick question, Chris, or do you want to save it till the end? Because we can
have to pay to take leads, the 85, correct?
Correct. Yeah. If you want leads just given to you while you sit on your butt and close them for setters, that's correct.
My understanding is that's actually 175. Like if you were a solar or a Powur Pro today, and the 85 tier is just gone. It was my understanding. But I was just going to make a quick comment in that I've onboarded setters onto my team. And I think a lot of people are missing like the huge benefit for setters, which is being able to leverage the tier, the different levels of payout by recruiting. And it really opens up recruiting for all those setters so that they have zero cost and they're able to benefit from that additional recruiting aspect.
Great point, Chris.
Yeah, I would wait until pricing comes out. We don't know that until the 14th, I think. But again, I've said this a couple times, and I know that it takes people a while to catch on. So there's no cost to set appointments. There's no cost to sell solar. If you self-generate your own leads, if you want to have a team of setters for yourself that you bring into the platform, or if you want to be available for other setters on the platform that just don't have a closer that has availability, think about Powur Pair, and there may be, leads coming in on the platform that when somebody goes to assign that, when a setter goes in to assign that, Bill Conley has the highest close rate and the best reviews in PG&E, or he's in the top 5, the top 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, hold on,
and so
hold
Powur
on.
Pair recommends him, and it realizes that Jarrett doesn't even live in PG&E. So why would Powur Pair ever recommend Jarrett in PG&E territory? I'm just kidding, Jarrett. Okay. Let's see here. Let's talk about Vanguard, okay? Because we're coming up on the hour here fast. So we've launched the biggest team building contest in Powur history, and that is Powur Vanguard. So this is a contest built for front end growth. The faster you build, the bigger your rewards. So here is how to earn. And this just talks about what Vanguard is. Cool swag, cool prizes. Look at these shirts and hats, and look at these kicks. Look at those. All right, so you can earn these prizes: t-shirts, polos, shoes, even a Rolex that's coming up here. You bring in setters, help them get appointments, and stack leaderboard points. Every setter that you bring in who qualifies adds points to your leaderboard rank. So you can see number of appointments or number of self-gen contracts. So this is either or. And the third column is the number of days, your title, and the prize that you get. So everyone's clocks, you've got a head start right now, but then everyone's clocks also reset on March 14th. You get to earn again. Okay. All right. So what we just said there, individual clocks run from the day of enrollment for 60 days. All clocks reset on the 14th for existing sellers. Anyone can win. Self-gen contracts count starting. What was the date? Whatever Solar Saturday was when self-gen contracts started counting. So Jared
22nd.
Foster. Let's just put that in there. Feb 22nd. So Jared Foster, if you are watching, yes, the deal that you closed on Saturday should count for that. And so that's for let's say these prizes are additive. You can earn all 4. You can earn it by setting appointments or self-generating contracts. Timeline starts on the day of somebody's enrollment. And again, just shoes. I mean, imagine showing up to a Powur Day event or to Powur World with your shirt, your hat, your shoes, cool stuff. So let's look at the next one here. So this is for team builders. There's 2 parts of this, okay? We've got to have our leaders. So earn points each time one of your L1 team members joins the Powur Vanguard. So this is about team building, recruiting, okay? So the top 21 through 30th positions get this sweet Lululemon jacket and a branded polo. The 11th through 20th get this really cool Nomadic Navigator backpack and Powur branded polo. 6th through the 10th get the AirPods Pro Max and the Nike Pegasus shoes. 3rd through 5th get this electric e-bike and the shoes. And this to me, like, I don't know, this is like $4,000 or $5,000 luggage set and the shoes. Very cool stuff. And first place gets all of the clothing swag plus a Rolex. Hat, shoes, shirt, polo, Rolex. Very cool stuff there. So again, this will be available for you to look back through. But this is just about team building. So bring people in, bring setters in, and have them start setting appointments, and you can self-gen contracts. They can self-gen contracts as well. So this is exciting stuff, and we're still in pre-launch, okay? So the 14th is when all of this stuff gets made official. What else did I want to say here in my notes?
Davis had a question, and I don't know if we have the answer to this. This is really getting into the weeds, but he asked if you could send custom lead offers from a closer to self-gen free account Solar Pro.
I don't know. Asking Pioneers.
Yeah, there you go.
We just want to focus on starting conversation. So, all right. There's so much to cover here.
There really is. And we only have like another 15 minutes max, unless we want to get into some questions then we have 10 minutes. So hurry it up, Tom.
Yeah. So this is what I want to say. Let's go back a little bit here.
And really quick, while he's doing this, you guys, I'll just say this. This is a new model, right? There's going to be little nuances. What about this? What about this? It's launching. It's not even launched completely yet. Give it some time. Let corporate figure out everything. Like Tom said, ask these questions within Pioneers. You might ask something that they haven't even thought of yet, and they're like, oh, that's a good point. So we don't have all the answers right now. We're just sharing you what was delivered, but yeah, just give it a minute. Be patient. It'll be all good.
So here's what I want you to take away from this about setters and pay. So fast pay is not just a way to earn. That is a recruiting tool for you, because when you can show someone that they get paid every Friday for their actions, that makes them sticky as a setter on your team, right? They're not having to wait months to get paid that 50% split. So don't discount the power of fast pay. That is your recruiting tool. So tell people you can earn $100 per appointment this week. I mean, that would be 20 appointments, but that's doable. No sales experience is needed. You just get the homeowner interested, collect the bill, set the appointment. So your setters, the way this works for team growth is your setters get paid before the deal even closes. So that makes them more sticky for your team. And of course, I mean, this goes without saying, but more setters equals more leads equals more revenue for everyone. So easiest way to recruit people is find people who need an extra, and you can position this however you want. But let's say it's an extra $250 to $700 per month. That's only 5 to 10 sits. $250 to $750 a month is only 5 to 10 sits. And 20 sits, how much did Chris Sears earn when he set 20 appointments? That was $2,000 plus their post-install commission that comes later. So target gig economy workers, realtors, home improvement contractors, sales reps, network marketers. I want to put in the chat here. Let's see. I want to put just some things to get you thinking. It always pastes in a weird formatted way. Just a simple 3-step recruiting script. Hey, do you want to make $50 to $100 per appointment setting people up for solar? It's free to join, no experience required, and you get paid weekly. Let's get you started today. It takes 15 minutes to get certified and start earning. Okay. Chris, to be clear for setters, what are the appointment requirements for fast pay? We went over that. We'll go over it again. Yes, it has to have our utility bill and appointment time. All that'll come out on the 14th, when the platform is updated, because there's a page that setter will have to enter all of that information. That's a much more simplified version of what exists. It's not going to be all of the information that's needed right now. Okay. All right. So let's look at March Madness here. Let's fast forward to what is coming, upcoming events. Okay. So take a screenshot of this. Maybe Chris, you can, the other Chris, you can post that in the chat for everyone so they have it. I posted it in Pioneers earlier. So March 3rd and 10th. So that's Power Hour, Monday night, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be talking about all this stuff. Okay. It's not it's not to show up and ask questions and get things figured out. It's for recruiting sellers and setters. Okay. March 14th is the official 4.0 launch. It's live from the studio with Jonathan Budd. And March 21st is where a lot of questions are going to be answered. Okay. So we're working really hard to bring people into the platform to launch on the 14th. And then the 21st is really a deep dive training on all of the things that the team has been taking feedback on and really kind of finalizing. Right now, if somebody goes, if you have a setter or somebody that wants to sell solar on the platform, and you're like, okay, do I wait until the 14th to get them signed up? No. If you just go to your join page right now, it hasn't been updated yet, I don't think. But when they go to enter in their credit card information, which they still have to do until the 14th, there is zero charge to join Powur right now. In what was the $85 a month plan, that's actually $0 right now. So they enter their credit card information, but there's no charge. And then on the 14th is when that should go live in the platform where there's no credit card that's needed. They would just need a credit card if they want to update to one of the other features that you can add on or upgrade to being able to be tagged by other people. Okay. And then we haven't had a building with Bobby this year, but our first one is March 28th, where he and Jonathan Budd will be talking about team building, setters, and how you can grow your business. All right, let me just mention a few other things here. If you've been living under a rock and not attending Solar Saturday, not attending last night. So Infin, we are launching TPO in Illinois. So that is coming. Aurora launch, we talked about that on Monday Forum yesterday. Aurora certification is live now in Powur University. It's really quick. Maybe somebody can say how long it took them to go through the Aurora certification. Go through that. 20 minutes for Janine. Thanks, Janine. So in Vision, we are going forward. We're going to be using Vision to still, design and sell projects for cash, for loan, and also Good Leap TPO. If it is not one of those, meaning Infin TPO or LightReach or other future TPO products, we're using Vision Light that feeds into Aurora. Okay, so Vision and Vision Light are two different things. So you can learn about that. So Vision certification is live. Good Leap TPO will be removed from Aurora on yesterday as well, I think is when it was turned off. And we're turning off access to Solo for new proposal requests on March 10th. Right now there's a 2-week certification window, so make sure you get that done. And expected launch for Infin TPO plus storage in Illinois is March 17th. I'm not going to go through why, but also we've got 3 new markets that are opening: New Hampshire, Vermont, and Rhode Island. So we are filling in the map in the Northeast. Very cool stuff. All right. I'm going to stop screen sharing. Look at that, Jarrett. We got through a lot of stuff, not everything, but we've still got We've still got 8 minutes left.
I'm very impressed. You guys show Tom some love for him to compress 3 days worth of information and knowledge and to do it within 52 minutes, even less than that. We did success stories, 45 minutes, and all without the help of Chat GPT. So that's impressive, Tom. No, great stuff. This is super exciting. It's also super new. We don't have all the answers. But what did they say, right? Ignorance on fire. Way better than intelligence on ice. Don't try to know everything, man. Just be excited about the opportunity. You can recruit people right now. It doesn't cost them anything. We live in a gig economy. How many people? I mean, listen, you guys know it is not easy out there. People are hurting for money. They are, like it's rough. And to be able to offer somebody an opportunity to make money from just going out there, pounding pavement, knocking on doors, setting up qualified appointments, they can make 6 figures doing that. And it doesn't cost them anything to do it. So be excited, stay plugged in, keep checking in on the trainings, hit your market development meetings, right? They're going to go over some of this as well. Your Monday meetings with corporate, and just stay plugged in, ask questions on the Pioneers page, and talk with your leadership. We'll make this happen. So great stuff, everybody.
I've got a quick question if you guys don't mind.
Who's that? Barry. Okay, you get one.
Are you in Home Depot?
I'm actually in a Costco. Anyway, here's the question. My understanding is if you are a seller that's not a tier 3 and you recruit a whole bunch of setters, the only benefit to you at this point is the overrides that you would get on the deal. And is the override the same as it would have been before, or how does that work?
If you're recruiting a whole bunch of setters, just have a paid account. There's no reason why, if you have a whole bunch of setters, why you would.
I understand you have to qualify to have the paid account, though. If you're not to that, if you don't have the.
Yeah, I guess the question is, Tom, like, if you recruit a setter, right? Like, let's say I recruit a setter and he goes out and
it's just the rev share value. Then they're not going to be tagging you for appointments.
Exactly. So would the rev share be the same?
It's this. Yes, I believe it's the exact same as it was, and that's no different, Barry, than if you were a tier 2 that recruited somebody who generated a lead. It's like they can't even tag you on it because you're not a tier 3. Now you're
exactly.
So there's no different. Revenue shares all the same. Everything.
Like we said earlier, there's not the compensation plan outside of what's happening with setters is not changing, right? It's really the addition of this setter model that allows for weekly payment to them, to keep them sticky and interested and happy and successful. Okay, so the rev share is not changing.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not super complicated. The overrides aren't changing. I mean, that is all staying the same. You don't pay to set appointments. You don't even have to pay to sell your own deals. If you're a solar pro and you know how to generate a lead, close your own deal, you can do that. Nothing's changed there. You just don't pay.
Hey, I'll just interject real quick. I think they are changing the requirements to have a paid account as far as not having to have the number of closed deals, but that's all going to come. So if you're a tier 2 currently and you want to upgrade to a paid account in order to get your setters to pass you deals, I don't think it's quite the same, but that's news to come.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure they'll break into that. Are you saying that they're not going to have a requirement for how many deals you have to close to become a closer?
They are going to have a requirement. I believe it's changing though.
Okay. Hopefully they up the requirement.
We still don't want somebody to come in that has 0 solar experience,
correct,
have a paid account, and do a whole bunch of things that cause people problems, right?
Correct.
So we'll still have bumpers in place.
Right.
Yeah, as we should. So you guys, super excited. Be fired up. This is incredible. This is an absolute paradigm shift, game changer. Make it happen. And then if you need people to close your deals, maybe pick the guy who wore spandex at Power or at Solar Saturday. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
What's going on, Jarrett, Tom? Hey, tomorrow on California Market Development, and usually we don't cover team building at all, but we are going to be covering 4.0 and how it is going to be hot in California because, as you know, the base rate per kilowatt hour for PG&E is now 47 cents. So it makes sense to recruit. And we're pushing to get Bernasso on. And I know Tom Cotter is super excited to help out with answering questions, and that will be covered in California Market Development, 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Very cool.
Great. Thank you for that, Chris. We're just going to leave with that. Attend your market development meetings. Ask your questions on pioneers. Go out there, crush it, make it happen.
And I'm going to post this again in the chat real quick. David, thank you for posting that. For some reason, Facebook would not show me that even when I searched earlier. So there's a 4.0 Q&A thread on Pioneers. I just posted it. So maybe even bookmark that. And any question you have, ask it in there. Cammy and the team are jumping in, helping people out.
All right, you guys. Well, with that being said, Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jarrett.
You are a selfless leader, man. And no, we appreciate all that you do, putting this together, taking the charge on this. And we will see you guys all next Tuesday. Crush it. Peace.
Front end growth, everybody.